Balancing chemical equations is a fundamental skill in chemistry and a crucial step in understanding how reactions work. But why is it so important? Because it's all about the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter cannot be created or destroyed in a closed system. Today we're going to explore how to balance equations step by step and why it's essential for accurate chemical calculations. The law of conservation of mass tells us that in a chemical reaction, the mass of the reactants must equal the mass of the products. This means the number of atoms for each element must be the same on both sides of the equation. In other words, if you start with 4 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms, you need to end with the same number of hydrogen and oxygen atoms on the product side. Balancing chemical equations involves a few straightforward steps. Let's break them down. Start with the unbalanced equation. Here we have methane reacting with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. Next, count the number of atoms for each element on both sides. This helps you identify where the equation is unbalanced. To balance the equation, adjust the coefficients, the numbers in front of the chemical formulas. Remember, you can only change these coefficients, not the subscripts within a molecule. In our example, we balance carbon first, followed by hydrogen, and finally oxygen. This step-by-step approach ensures that each element is balanced one at a time. After adjusting the coefficients, recount the atoms on both sides to confirm they match. For our balanced equation, we now have 1 carbon, 4 hydrogen, and 4 oxygen atoms on both sides. Balancing more complex equations follows the same principles, but can be trickier. Here are some tips to keep in mind. Start by balancing elements that appear only once on each side. Leave hydrogen and oxygen for last, as they often appear in multiple compounds. Use fractional coefficients if needed and clear them at the end by multiplying the entire equation. Let's try a more complex example. Propane combustion. Start by balancing carbon, followed by hydrogen and finally oxygen. It's easy to make mistakes when balancing equations. Here are a few pitfalls to watch out for. Remember, changing the subscripts changes the compound itself. Always adjust only the coefficients. Balancing chemical equations isn't just an academic exercise, it's critical for accurate stoichiometric calculations. A balanced equation provides the mole ratios needed to calculate how much of each reactant is required or how much product can be produced. Let's put your skills to the test. Try balancing this equation. Pause the video and work through it on your own. Great job. By practicing problems like this, you'll build confidence and accuracy. Always double check your work to ensure all atom counts match and that the coefficients are in their simplest form. This final step helps catch any oversights. Balancing chemical equations is a foundational skill that sets the stage for deeper understanding in chemistry. Practice regularly, and it will become second nature. And if you're looking for more practice problems and tips, visit kotc.me for resources from King of the Curve. Keep practicing, stay curious, and master the basics. Thanks for watching, and happy studying!